Welcome to On the Chain. This is Jeff here with co-host Chip. What is going on, everyone? What's going on, everybody in the On the Chain family? Live today. We're live today, as we always are when we come to you here on the podcast. Unless you're on the rewatch, Ripple XRP anti-crypto candidate loses. What a loser! Anti-crypto candidate. What a loser and loses.
Loser.
Loser. Crypto Mom is taunting Gary. You guys know Gary, the G-Man, Gary the Gensler. And now here's the big question. Does R3 need XRP? No, does R3 use XRP? That is the big question. Does R3 use XRP? If you were a crypto, what would you be?
I'd be Bitcoin right now, Jeff. To be honest, without a doubt. I'm all in on Bitcoin.
No one's ever asked that question. Yeah, if you were if you were a crypto, what would you be?
If you want to be a stable coin, you'd be any of the stable coins and XRP. But no, that's how it works. So let's get this show kicked off. You ready?
Let's get this kicked off. Let's go.
Let's go.
Welcome to On the Chain.
Welcome to On the Chain, everybody. Dropping where you are going to be. Coming in from tonight.
I will be. There you go.
I will be XRP. I will be XRP. I will be XRP. I will be XRP. Kind of rhymes a little bit. Like it. Anyway, yeah, well, you'll be XRP and Bitcoin will be like ripping at 300,000 and like XRP would be like inching up to 70 cents again.
70 cents. I'm looking forward to 70. 70 cents.
I'm looking forward to $70, my man.
That'd be cool too, but 70 cents would be a start.
$70. What about $70? Yeah.
Kelly slates it. If anything, R3 is going to use XDC. All right, we'll get to that.
That is correct.
When we get to that.
A lot of misinformation on the web. True. A lot of influencers out there that I got checkmated today by somebody who knows who's in the know. So I just get so tired of seeing the hype. $4 billion buyback. No. It's not 4 billion. It's 100 billion. No. It's not 100 billion. It's 1,000 gazillion trillion. It's just getting out of hand. It's getting ridiculous. And
so man, it's crazy. Crazy.
Speaking of crazy, here's this. Look at this. So Ripple
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Put this out. They're taking significant steps towards regulatory compliance with Ripple's deal to acquire standard custody. Learn how this move will expand Ripple's regulatory licenses globally and solidifies the commitment to compliance. That's kind of a tricky. That's a slanted slope right there. It's like, well, what kind of compliance, you know? And so continuing the momentum for crypto infrastructure. So the deal not only underscores Ripple's commitment to regulatory compliance, but also strengthens Ripple's product offerings in response to a growing customer demand. And it's interesting with this custody, the kind of moves that Ripple's making internally. The addition of standard custody makes Ripple further suited to build and provide institutional grade solutions that help organizations tokenize, store, move, and exchange value. What did you notice in this sentence right here, Jeff?
Tokenize, store, move, and exchange.
Right.
That's what I noticed.
So tokenize. We're starting to talk a little more about tokenize. We're getting into tokenize, right?
There's a lot of the tokenization conversations going on right now, and that's the one thing that crypto is going to revolutionize the payment space, and just in general, not just the payment space, but I should say the asset space. You know, when you start tokenizing, I was listening to one talk. They talk when you tokenize securities, that could be really interesting too. Right now, you have a clear representation of your ownership of that stock, of that security, and then you can transfer it. You can do a lot with it. It changes the whole dynamics of how things are going to work and at the ebb and flow of the financial infrastructure. This is where we start looking at something like that. Tokenize, store, move, and exchange value. You don't hear retail payments. Retail payments doesn't even resonate within that statement.
And no, it doesn't. But the whole idea, right? but it's a one-stop shop, right? So you're tokenizing.
Yeah, it's very cool.
You know, different types of assets, which is billions of dollars, if not trillions of dollar marketplace. Storing it now with standard custody, and then moving it across borders, right? Payments, and then exchange and value would be the DEX, decentralized exchange, which can flip either fiat to to digital or digital to fiat, whatever. It can do with everything. Importantly, the deal expands Ripple's portfolio of regulatory licenses. This is kind of the big one right here, the
Like that one.
regulatory side of it. It bolsters Ripple's enterprise blockchain solutions that serve a broader customer base across multiple use cases. And as one of the few crypto companies that actually holds a trust license, the standard custody acquisition is part of an ongoing pursuit to obtain licenses in other countries and regions, including Singapore, the UK, and Europe. Ripple President Monica Long said, by expanding our licenses portfolio, making smart acquisitions, we'll continue to leverage our strong financial standing to expand our product offerings, support new initiatives on the product roadmap, and then serve a broader segment of customers. So it opens up a lot for them, especially on the custody side. Having an institutional custody is going to be huge, right? If you're going to play with the big boys, you got to be able to do the custody. You don't want some third party doing it, and you kind of want to be a one-stop shop. While the acquisition augments Ripple's growing portfolio of regulatory licenses, Ripple now holds almost 40 money transmitter licenses across the U.S., a major payment institution license from the Monetary Authority of Singapore, and a virtual asset service provider registration, say that 5 times fast, with the Central Bank of Ireland. It also highlights the company's deep crypto expertise and long-term strategic initiatives that will best serve enterprises worldwide. It's good stuff, Jeff. I mean, this is really kind of a cool, it's a good addition for them, and you can see the kind of direction they're moving, especially with this. I mean, yeah, you get the institutional custody. I forgot how many billion they have under standard, but it's quite a bit. So it's a very, very cool development for Ripple there. Ripple.
Look at that, man. Walter, I watch this show all the time, guys. You are the greatest. Appreciate that.
I love that. I love to hear that. It's good stuff.
It's really good. I like that. Thank you very much, for the words of endearment and support. Much appreciated. And Chip, you know what? In a very short period of time, we are going to be hanging out. Where are we going to be hanging out? We're going to be hanging out with Rob, and we're not just going to be hanging out anywhere with Rob in 2 weeks. Chip, this is what we're going to be doing in 2 weeks. Nobody knows.
Beautiful.
This is going to be us.
I got my surfer hair ready, Jeff.
Check it out. You got your hair all set. That's going to be Chip right there on that back wave. Just
crushing it.
It's crushing it. Look at that. Just crushing it.
That's so much
fun. Look at that. Oh, you wiped out, though.
I would have to go the other way, though. I'm a lefty.
Look at this. I always wonder about that, man. These guys surfing. You got all these people in the way.
My back foot has to be the left.
Right
always. I can't. The right foot doesn't work right.
Look at that, man. That's gonna be in like 2 weeks. That's the Gold Coast right there.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Beautiful surfing. So we'll be there, and obviously we're going for the XRP Gold Coast, which is going to be phenomenal. 4 speakers from Ripple, by the way. A lot of builders going to be there. Spend the Bits is going to be there. Dirk from Xspectre will be there. Aaron McDonald from Futureverse will be there, and they just released something new that just blew my mind. It's it's a little bit much to talk about it here, but I had seen it this morning when I woke up. I had seen the post on X, and it was mind blowing to me. What they're doing is so next level, Jeff, especially with the AI, but building the like being able to build a brain and put it into a gaming character with all AI and have it have emotion and feeling and stuff. It's just, it's kind of like it is the future right now. It's the future now. It's Futureverse, but it really is what they're doing is groundbreaking work over there. And it's going to be incredibly exciting to meet Aaron in person and any members of the team, and also Scotty too, who's been very instrumental behind the scenes. And you know him on X as Mo Meta, but Mo Meta has been phenomenal. So we're really looking forward to seeing him as well. And Jeff, I forgot to order the coffee today. I don't know if we'll get it in time.
Not gonna get it in time. Not gonna happen.
That ain't good, Jeff. We're slackers.
Not gonna happen.
We're slackers.
Happen. If anybody wanted to know what we're referencing over here, this is it. The XRP Gold Coast 2024 coming up in like 12, 13, 14 days, something like that. But
15,
you got
12 for us.
12, 13, 14. Whenever it comes up, we're going to lose a whole bunch of days. Ripple, Morgan Mac, Xspectre, Zerpmon, Evernote. Man, check it out. Panorama House. That looks pretty cool. I'm sure they got good food over there. We got On the Chain. What's this On the Chain over there? And Crypto Law. We got all this
John Deaton
all
will
sorts
be
of
there.
stuff
Yep.
going on.
John Deaton
John Deaton will be there. There's Spend a Bits. Man, you've got Rich Ducks Crypto Club is going to be there. Man, it's going to be so much going on.
Project.
Check it out. 15 days, 2 hours, 45 minutes, and 25 seconds.
We leave on a Tuesday and we get there on a Thursday.
Get there like a week later.
Yeah.
Here we go. There's the list. I don't know who any of these people are, but and it's gonna be freaking awesome.
I knew who every one of them is.
Awesome.
You don't know.
And there we go. Rob is saying, I'll bring great Washington wine. I got you guys covered. Man, we're gonna be in Australia. They got Shiraz and Australian stuff.
Shiraz. All I said was, I just want to listen. How could I possibly go to Australia and not see, and like not in a zoo, right? Not a zoo, not a kangaroo zoo. But I was like, this is on the list. Wombat, right? Kangaroo, and a koala. It's so funny because I remember back in my youth, there was a guy that I used to work with, and he really looked like a koala bear, so we called him Koala.
Come on.
And I hadn't spoken to him in years, and like a whole bunch of years, like a lifetime. And I had looked him up on Facebook, and I'm like, "Hey, what's going on?"
Terrifying.
He had the koala nose. Yeah, he just looked like koala, man.
Oops. Did I put that up there?
I don't think you did. Yeah, we're not. The bugs I'm not so excited about, to be honest.
They're terrifying. What the hell is that thing?
Bay bugs. I am.
Look at this thing. Look, it's like sitting there, man. I don't even know how big these are. If that thing is that big, these things are all massive. Like here, they're eating the Moreton Bay bugs. There's a Moreton Bay bug right there.
I'm excited about that. I'll be excited about all the food. I'm going to eat some Vegemite.
That's not a bug.
We're gonna do Vegemite shooters. We're gonna stick it in some tequila and shoot it.
It's all about wave of innovation, crypto, and bugs. These microbats. That's what I want to see. I'm gonna get a little bat. I'm gonna bring it home. I wonder if I can bring a microbat home. That'd be kind of sweet. They look cool. They're like cute, cuddly, fuzzy.
Deadly. Just like the Yetis.
Everything over there is deadly. That's the problem.
Just like the Yetis, you know. So any skill. Here we go. Let's jump back in here. What do we got going on?
Tony said, look at the pictures of spider. Forget that. I'm not gonna.
Oh no. We'll go there and look at photos of them, right? That's it. And I said, like, hey, let's do something fun, right? I mean, let's do something really fun. Let's do something good. But anyway, let's get more of some news here. Anyway, look at this. So Ellie Tarrett's been crushing it lately, Jeff, with when it comes to putting out good content and stories, and she's had some good
Pretty
scoops.
solid, yeah.
But I wanted to start over here with this story right here. So come on now. She said, new for me. She wrote this. This was about Super Tuesday. So in the U.S., we had Super Tuesday, and that's when a bunch of states band together and they did primaries, right? And original idea was the southern states were last, and they kind of wanted to be more up front. And so they kind of banded together and wanted to be more influential. So she wrote this little article, penned this little article about it, about Super Tuesday being the first real test for crypto in the 2024 election cycle. Talking about, the crypto industry is looking to influence Super Tuesday elections. Players in the 2.5 trillion digital asset space are using their voices and wallets to bolster a handful of pro-crypto candidates as voters across 16 states and one territory. By the way, the one territory, this is the greatest story ever, Jeff. The one territory, Samoa, Joe Biden didn't win. Some guy no one's ever heard of, he put his name in the ring, and he won the primary. He's not even Samoan. I think he's from like somewhere in the States. I don't even know where but some guy, and they're like, who is this guy? But he won. He beat Biden in America Samoa. So anyway, Fair Shake, an independent super PAC. PAC is a political action committee funded by crypto firms like Coinbase, Ripple, and crypto-centric venture capital firm, which is in almost every crypto, which is Andreessen Horowitz, has raised over $90 million in the first quarter of 2024 to support various pro-crypto candidates, including progressive Rep. Adam Schiff, new Alabama congressional Democrat candidate Shamari Figures, and Democrat Texas State Rep. Julie Johnson. Now, what they need, because Shifty Shift is a nut job, but apparently he's pro crypto, and they're coming from a pro crypto stance. And
How
Adam
is
Schiff
the
didn't win.
Schiffler?
Well, he
How is
lied
Adam
too.
Schiff pro crypto?
I don't know if
Yeah,
he is or not,
that's
but anyway, with the name that I don't see in here is John
interesting.
Deaton. Um, donated, yeah. So the biggest exchange donated 24 million to Fair Shake, is the company that cemented itself in the vociferous advocate of fair digital asset policy in
Hmm,
Washington. Stand with Crypto.
terrifying.
They gave over 300,000 members, and Coinbase helped start. Have its first ever pro crypto rally, which will
Hmm,
have appearances by Coinbase's Brian Armstrong and rapper Nas.
hmm.
Now, listen, dude, I would go to that just because I'm a huge Nas fan. I mean, Nas is like one of the greatest rappers of all time. So that's not Little Nas, Nas. Okay. The event will act as a curtain raiser for a key battle for the California Senate seat of the late Dianne Feinstein, who served as the state's. And obviously, what we already know, this was written before that, but we know Adam Schiff did win. And that's
Shifty
shocking,
Schiff.
shocking. Schiff represents California's 30th district. Please, he's a House member right
Katie
now,
Porter
and then
gone,
there's Katie Porter, and look, check this out here. So
gone,
Super
gone.
PAC, yeah, crypto Super PAC Fair Shake, which mounted a $10 million ad campaign against Katie Porter,
Yeah.
released below a statement following her defeat to Adam Schiff in tonight's California Senate primary, saying her choice to side with Senator Warren against crypto cost her career in Congress. Katie Porter sided with Elizabeth Warren. Huh. That's
Hmm,
who John Deaton's running
really? No kidding.
and against the 52 million Americans who own crypto, including more than 8 million in California. And tonight, her choice ended her career in Congress. And so, from the White House to the Senate to the House, make no mistake, the crypto voter is here. Crypto
That's
voter
right.
cares whose side a candidate is on, and the crypto
Hmm.
voter will play a pivotal role in the 2024 elections. Whether you're a Democrat, Republican, choice is clear. Stand with crypto and the 52 million Americans who understand the role it plays in supporting a more fair economic system, or stand against it, and against change. Well, all I saw was a big name there,
It's,
Elizabeth Warren. She's not touting her.
she's the next one to go down.
She's the next one to go down. And I had been hammering her, Jeff, on X, because I have a lot of disdain and dislike for her already.
Really? You don't say.
Yeah, it turns out, if you look at the feed, every time I have a little alert that goes off every time, and I'm just hammering her, and it's getting a lot of love out there, which is really good. But what do you guys think about that? I mean,
Hmm.
Shifty Shift, I'm not so happy about, but
Shifty.
oh, good, Rye Guy's here, thank God.
I'm a little confused as to how Adam Schiff. I'm trying to look him up here, but Adam Schiff and crypto. Let's see.
Well, apparently,
What legislation has he supported? What is it? How has he come out in support of crypto legislation? What exactly has he done? Let's see.
don't you remember he was the one that lied about the phone call to Zelensky, and then Trump released the transcript, and everything. He's not one thing he said was on there. So
Yeah,
I mean, there's been a ton of things, but he's yeah,
so it says he's strongly supportive of crypto, right? So he's made one statement about crypto.
never made a
February 1st, 2024. We need to grow these important industries and work hard to keep these companies
right
and
before
the
the
innovation and jobs they bring here in California. California is on the forefront of new developments in technology, from Web3 and quantum computing to cryptocurrency and blockchain tech, as well as biotech and climate tech. We need to develop comprehensive regulatory frameworks to ensure that these companies and jobs stay here and grow here, and that the United States remains the global leader in these important new technologies. So here's the question. If you're so supportive of cryptocurrency, how is it that the rest of your policies are chasing residents out of California? Not just the residents, but the
right.
money.
That's a good point,
There's
Jeff.
a money drain out of California. It's kind of like, it's if you're watching the sink go down, and it's just spinning and it goes faster and faster. That's California right now. And that's all their money going down the drain. And on the other side of the drain is Texas and Florida and North Carolina and South Carolina. Same thing with New York. So how do you have somebody from California so supportive of crypto and technology makes one statement, unless that's the only statement? I don't know if they maybe has another statement someplace. I'd love to see it. February 1st of 2024. Where was he in the past 10 years or 11 years? Let's see. What other statements has Adam Schiff ever made about cryptocurrency?
I
And
never
maybe
knew he was.
maybe I don't know. I've never seen anything.
I've never seen anything either. All I know is evil doing. So that's what I mean. Why didn't they support the Republican candidate who's also?
Yeah.
So that's what I like to know.
And why is he now that he's in an election cycle now outspoken? Now all of a sudden it's on his stand with Schiff, it's on his campaign, but nowhere else has he but the big money's getting behind him. I mean it's amazing. It's unbelievable. There's no other statements from him. If someone can find one, please post it. But I don't know that there is. I don't know that he's ever taken a stance on crypto until February 1st, 2024.
I'll be honest, I never. Yeah, well, that's because when you got to get at some of that money. But that's what I'm saying. It's like,
Needs some money now.
well, that was the primary. But Steve
Maybe this
Garvey.
is it.
You know who Steve Garvey is, Jeff?
Who's Steve Garvey?
I can't believe you don't know. You're too young to know, Jeff. Steve Garvey.
Way
I
too young
remember
for
being
Steve
a
Garvey.
little kid. Steve Garvey was
See,
the
title,
Dodger
Facebook.
greats. Okay, so he was a pitcher, I believe. Yeah, so there he is, right there. Steve Garvey is not
Gillibrand.
running.
I don't know who that is.
Adam Shifty Shift.
Is he? Oh yeah. Oh, they're right. Yeah. Well,
There he is
I
right
know
there.
he's running against
Yeah,
the
so that's
Schiffmeister.
Steve Garvey, but his claim to fame.
He got pretty good percentages on
Have
the
him
primary.
leading, Jeff. He's
He
leading.
came in strong.
Yeah.
He came in really strong.
Let's see. Yeah, this back in his baseball days. But Steve Garvey was a pitcher for the Dodgers, right? So he's beloved.
Oh yeah.
He's a good dude, hardcore, right guy. And listen, please, if there's a God, everything that's good and holy, please defeat Adam Shifty Shift.
Shifty
Because
Schiff.
this guy's got to go. But
Shiftity
Steve Garvey,
shiftity.
look at him. Was a young man. There he is right there. There he is. There he is
Look at
today.
that. Is that like 1972?
He played in the 70s, I believe, right?
77, 72,
His playing career.
70. What was that picture from?
That was a
His
young
baseball picture.
Yeah, that was when it was early. Let's see. I don't know.
Let's see.
Garvey, does it say 1974? He won the National
Yeah,
League
look at that.
valuable player. In 1984, he was a member of the San Diego Padres, delivered a clutch home run at the critical moment.
Where does he stand on crypto?
He was born in 48. Jeff, what's the math on that? How old is he?
He's 74.
He's 74. He's 74 years old, and he's running against.
Oh, what was he? Yeah, 74.
Right? 74. There we go. So there you go. And there's a whole history about Steve Garvey. There you go. I didn't know we were going to talk about Steve Garvey tonight, did you? I certainly did not know that. I did not know.
Steve Garvey.
So, Jeff, let's play this. So,
76. Stand corrected.
Kelly, thanks for that. Math's not our thing over here on the chat.
Went the wrong way with that one.
I got to use my fingers or something, It's like, let me see, 40, 58, 68, 78, 88, 98, 08, 18, 28.
I don't know what year it is
80,
now.
Then you got to pull back yep, 70s. Okay, great. So
2024.
the math. She's like, I'll do the math. I'm not messing with you guys. Your Warren swipes seem like they're from a bot chip. Love it. They're not from a bot.
Mhm. There you go. My mother was a math teacher.
Yeah, there's so many of them. Oh, good. My mother was not a math teacher. There you go. So, that's what you have. The Greenies era of baseball. Right on. Yeah.
The Greenies era. There you go.
Names I remember from my youth, Jeff. I don't know why.
Your Ute.
So this is funny. Like Elizabeth Warren is doing her normal, song and dance, like where she's like, I'm helping everybody do blah, 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 blah. Her voice is grating. It's like screeching down, a chalk.
Who is that? Who'd you say?
And just her voice is just, it's too much. And you know what else we have to do? Her fake acting, and she's all mad. Anyway,
so crazy.
Putting out video after video, and all of a sudden Dean announces, and she starts like talk. Well, look at this company. I hate this company. She goes, a big Biden win. One of her tweets was, a big Biden win. There's not going to be a merger now between Spirit and JetBlue. I'm like, that's the win? How about the economy? How about people in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts that can't put food on their table? How about
I was hoping they would merge.
How about the fact that illegals
Get rid of
coming
one of them.
down the road and they're putting them up in posh hotels, giving them $10,000, giving them $2,500 a month? Are you kidding me? But you're supporting that, and you're supporting,
It's
and like that's a
insane.
big win. You're not going to have
Yeah.
an airline merger. By the way, Spirit will probably go under as a result of this. So
I'm sure it will, because they don't think all the way through it. You know, they think to a certain point and they're like, nah, can't let them be the largest or whatever. They're gonna let them merge. One of them has to go away. You know, so let them merge together. It's the best of all worlds. Let them become a major airline, and then that's it. And then they're gonna compete with American and Delta. It'll be I don't know, whatever the name of their new company
well,
would
if you can
be.
count on
Maybe
one,
it'll be Jetit.
so
No,
far, if you can count on one candidate that's anti everything, she's anti business, she's anti innovation, she's anti crypto, and she has to be.
anti it all.
So this is another
Time for it to
tweet that
go.
Cameron on. In the midst of Massachusetts residents struggling to get by, Warren seems dialed into something else entirely. She's pushing for weed legalization. Like, I mean, really? I mean, like, people are struggling, man. People are losing their jobs. People are getting laid off. I mean, you know, gas prices are going through the roof, and she's worried about. Let me put this video, Jeff. And you know what the funny thing about it is, Jeff? Like, I don't know. Not that I'm like big into. Does anybody call it weed anymore?
What's that?
I've heard it called
Weed.
pot, cannabis. I mean, cannabis seems to be like the going. You know, cannabis, pot, weed. I guess.
Hey, you remember this when she ran into her husband at that campaign event? Remember she was there and she was drinking a beer. It's like, what the?
I wish you had that.
There's
Because
something wrong with her. There's just
she goes,
something
"Oh,
not
thank you for
normal.
stopping by, honey." I'm like, "Does he live in your house?" She's like, "Thank you for stopping by," and then she drinks the beer so awkwardly.
Her Pocahontas voice. Oh yeah,
You know,
that's right. Yeah, you could tell she never drank beer once in her entire life out of a bottle.
"Oh, honey, thank you for stopping by."
Hey,
Oh, sure, dude.
thank you for
Like,
stopping by the kitchen. I
freaking
know
live
how
there,
busy
dude.
you are out in the workshop.
It's crazy. Look at this. Let's just. I mean, watch this.
Let's talk about weed. It's not 1950.
Listen, let's talk about weed. It's not fighting. It's just, I mean, really, dude. This is like this old grandma is anti everything. She's like, "Get off my lawn." She's like,
It's
"Got
not
her,
1954 anymore.
not fighting 54 anymore. Get off my lawn, you crazy nuts." I mean, she's a nut job, Jeff. Look at this. Listen to this. She's trying to be cool. Look, trying to like do a TikTok
Laurel,
video
what's
here.
going on here? Laura was first and now Laura's last. That's how it works.
It's not 1954. It's 2024.
Really?
It
I
is
didn't know
time
that.
to legalize weed. Right now, the federal government says marijuana is in the most
Marijuana.
dangerous category of drugs.
And by the way, see, this is what most people miss. This is what a lot of people miss.
She looks high right there.
She does. Now, this is explaining a lot, Jeff. This whole thing about her wanting to legalize weed is starting to make a lot of sense here. And in the Commonwealth, it is, I believe it is legal, right? There's medicinal, then there's like, you know, there's a whole different. I looked it up. I was like, I had to know. But what people miss is it's a state's right. Like if you live in a state and you want to pass it, go ahead. Like in Florida here, I'm medicinal. What does that mean? It means I go to my doctor, he gives me a card, and I go buy it. And there's a dispensary, like literally, like maybe like a half a mile from my house, and it's in a
Token
public plaza. Yeah, you just go get any kind of weed you want. You know, it's like it's not a big deal. I mean, most states have it. I mean, there's a couple of them, you know, and some of them haven't decriminalized it. But she's like, well, I mean, this makes a lot of sense to me now. All of a sudden,
How dangerous? Schedule
Super
1
dangerous.
with drugs like heroin. It just doesn't make any sense. In
doesn't.
fact, what research shows is that marijuana is less addictive than alcohol. And yet, alcohol is maybe even on the schedule. And let's not forget
Right.
the
That's good.
let's not forget. I mean, listen. I mean,
Now she's gonna attack the Reagan era. Come on.
let's not forget that. That's why her voice is so high. I mean, she's sitting. She's gonna go off there and do a couple bong hits over there. I can just see her now. You know, is that Elizabeth Warren doing bong hits?
That is.
She's doing some bong hits over there. You know, oh honey, thank you for stopping by. Can you pass the bong? I mean, this is
failed
insane.
war on drugs disproportionately hit Black and brown communities. This is about justice. Right
What
now,
did you just say?
Republicans in Congress.
Now, it started off as, this is the best part of it. It started off, he's going to legalize. It turned into about justice because it disproportionately,
And
by the way,
racism and everything else.
Joe Biden had the most offensive things you could ever say and passed one of the bills that basically incarcerated the black community. Okay. And he said some very outlandish, racist statements. And
Crazy stuff.
now you see how this is. Now it's justice, Jeff. It's not. We're not talking about.
She's going to mention crypto.
But
ban crypto.
This is about justice.
Ban
right
the
now,
crypto.
Republicans in Congress are blocking legalizing marijuana.
Okay, I want to know which Republicans are blocking that. Okay, because like I said, it's legal in most states, Jeff. I mean, this is the best part. I mean, do you need a nationalize it?
And that's where scheduling comes in. Another way to get this done without Congress. And that's why I sent a letter to the Attorney General and to the head of the DEA to deschedule cannabis, to lower criminal penalties, and to regulate marijuana, not with criminalization in mind, but with public health in mind. The American people want action. It's time to deschedule marijuana.
Yeah.
It's time to deschedule you. It's time to unseat you. It's time to... Now, some of what she said did make some sense, but I'm like, Jeff, I mean...
it goes to the states. Let the states make their decision because that's where the people live. It's a state right. And there's different laws in different states, even on alcohol. You can't sell it on Sundays. You have to buy it at the ABC liquor stores or whatever it might be, and so, you got to live with it. If that's a state you live in, then so be it. Here it's going to be legal. That's what Kelly was saying over here. Look at that. See that? It's on the ballot for recreational in Florida come November. So we'll see how people vote on it. People.
But I'm like, medicinal, you basically go, you go to a doctor. Hey, what's going on? By the way, my doctor's office advertises it. Do you need a card for weed? It doesn't say that, but it's like you go in there like, what do you have? I got anxiety. Okay, here you go. Here's a script.
But you have to give them an ID. You have to give them your ID if you want to get it. You can't just walk out, I don't think.
Oh, wait a minute,
right?
Jeff.
Don't you have to give a photo ID?
That's racist, though. You
or do they just give it to you?
ID, Jeff? Why would you ask that? That's racist.
What's
you
that?
can't ask people ID.
Oh, that's right.
What are you thinking? What do you think? What kind of stuff you thinking here? You are thinking crazy
See,
stuff.
there you go. Justin, it's not legal in Kansas.
Well, I'm sorry.
We're not in Kansas anymore.
Not Kansas anymore. So there you go. There you are, right? So I have to say,
but it's legal in Missouri, which is 2 hours away. So there you go. And if you're in Kansas City, you can be both in Kansas and Missouri all at the same time.
Because Kansas City is in Missouri. Not Kansas, though. Kansas is a different thing. Okay, so here we go. Here we go. So this right here, I want to start talking about this because we've been talking about this. At one point, R3.
You've been high in Washington for more than 12 years.
Years. There you go. So more than 12 years.
Smoke coming up from California.
There you go.
See,
there
is a Kansas City in Kansas. Kansas City, Kansas City, Missouri. That's how they say it. Missouri.
Yeah, and yeah. There you go, Missouri. That's how they say it. That's how they say it, Jeff.
So my weed doctor works for a stash house in Newark.
That's awesome. There you go.
It was legalized in 2012. That's what it is.
So leading the way.
12 years. They've been high over there for 12 years. I get it.
Leading the way.
That's what I was referencing, Chip. Kansas City is on the border with Kansas City, Missouri. So
right here.
You can straddle the cities.
Walter lives in California.
It's very cool.
Where do you live in California? What part?
I was in California.
California?
There you go.
Northern California, where are you? So a lot of stuff came up. Years ago, R3 did this big blockbuster deal with SBI. SBI sort of funded them. And of course, Ripple and everything else. But that was like 2017. But they got a big blowout fight. They finally had to come to terms, but they haven't used it. Like it's known that they use XTC, right? But there are still influencers out there, and I love that Moonchaser brought the receipt.
Let's see.
So, digital asset investor put out in Digital Perspectives. Brad Kimes put out a video saying that there are bad actors in the space that don't understand that R3 is using. Well, they're accusing Moonchaser, who's one of the phenomenal people of the space, along with Crypto Eddie and both hail from Japan, but also a great researcher, right? Puts out really solid information. So she's like, "Who are you calling a bad actor?" DAI and Brad Kimes. There is no R3 XRP blockchain. I went straight to R3 and asked them myself. There it is. Can you please kindly confirm whether my thoughts are true?
What
Blah,
was
blah,
their
blah.
answer?
She did that, and they basically answered
Thank you in
me.
advance.
There you go. Thank you in
We
advance.
do not use XRP.
Recent report published by the IMF believe it mistakenly referred to an R3 blockchain. It's been created a lot of confusion for myself and other understanding. Can you confirm? Okay, great. And hang on a second here. Here we go. And here's the reply from R3 received today. R3, hang on a second, let's put this in. I'm from the comms team, communications team at R3. Saw your contact us form to confirm R3 is not affiliated with XRP nor any cryptocurrency related projects or activities. We are solely a digital currencies, digital assets, interoperability solutions company harnessing the power of enterprise grade distributed ledger technology being used by major global central and commercial banks, FMIs, and financial corporations. So there you go. So she brought the receipts, and there it is. There you have it.
And there you have it. And Chip, here's the problem. Back in 2020, a mere 4 years ago, R3, there's been a lot of talk about R3, Corda, and XDC. Right, R3 Corda network set to go DeFi with XDC digital currency. A group of former bankers building on R3's public Corda is touting the first digital currency for the ecosystem, dubbed XDC. Well, there you go. That's all you need to know. Announced Tuesday, the Cordite Society, a cooperative registered in the UK, released the XDC crypto token on public Corda, the open source version of R3's network. There you go. That's it. That's all you got to know. What is up with that?
That's all you have to know.
That was 4 years ago. That's it.
Checkmate. There you go. Receipts.
But then R3 isn't using it. They're, in this case, I don't know which XDC they're talking about. I don't know if it's the XDC or a different XDC. But is this the XDC? I don't even know.
It's
so hard to figure this stuff out as I dig into
it.
In
so, but the whole point is a lot of people. Crypto already said quality research are very careful in sharing important details about the space. A few months ago, I read a trusted post based on firsthand conversation, by the way, that R3 was not using XRP. To double check that nothing had changed, another person checked with R3 today. That would be Moonchaser. The answer is still the same. No, I can confirm. I've seen the real email. Unfortunately, we have people who spread unchecked, unverified information, name calling those who are actually in the know as bad actors and creating a narrative that ultimately hurts investors. You can't trust anyone outside writer to fully understand the space. Apologies indeed are in order. So this is the thing. I saw the video where he's called out. And listen, I have nothing against Brad Kimes. I defended him the other day against some jackhole who was harassing him, calling him, a fraud because he didn't put the documentary out. And I sent the guy the link to the documentary. I said, here it is right here. And also Brad went out of pocket to finish the documentary. A lot to finish it and put it out. So issue an apology. The guy just pissed off and did nothing. So if I see something wrong, I'm going to call it out. And that was wrong. And they were going after Brad and calling him a bunch of names and harassing him. And I was like, that's not right. The guy did what he said he was going to do. And he came out of pocket for it. And he also did another video on showing the receipts of what everything cost. But people just want to spew lies and garbage, and they don't want to do the right thing. And that's just kind of bull crap. And here it is right here. It talks about, there's the actual email. Everything is right there, and it's all posted for all to see, Jeff. So that should hopefully, I would hope, would settle it. But I just don't know at this point if that's going to be it. But anyway, here's another one. Look at this. This was Stuart Alderodi said that yesterday the SEC told the judge that she should consider a decision from another court without disclosing that decision was a default judgment, meaning no one showed up to finish. So Jeff, they couldn't get a hold of the guy. So the SEC issued a default judgment. Basically, it's not even how is that even like relevant? Like the person doesn't show up, they give a default judgment. There was no litigation going on. Like that's bad faith. Not only is it bad faith, it's just pathetic.
It's probably a judge that's either an activist or not doing their research. and they just looked at an outcome. They're like, oh, look at this outcome. I'm going to use this outcome. I mean,
Look at Stuart already putting some humor. He's like, relying on a default judge is like me challenging Conor McGregor to a fight. And then when he doesn't show up, I shadow box for a few rounds and then I declare myself the champion. Can you imagine Stu getting like this?
oh my God.
Bah, 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 bah.
He's so spot on with that. I mean, it's really embarrassing. It'd be we should look up the judge and see what other types of rulings that judge had. Either again, activist has an issue with logic, reading, maybe lack of
Comprehension problem.
education. I don't know.
I
You know, just you got to wonder sometimes how judges become judges in some cases like that. It's a perfect one. Who put that judge there? How did they get there?
I don't know, Jeff, but this is this one
Oh,
here,
look at
this one
that.
made me laugh a lot. So another one from Ellie Tarrant digging this one up. So you know this recent the recent late so the case against Shapeshift, right? This whole settlement thing.
Oh
Ellie
yeah.
Tarrant,
Yep.
GOP, FTC commissioners Hester Peirce and Mark Ayuda take a new approach in their latest dissent in Shapeshift settlement, mocking the commission's come in and register call for crypto firms. So let's break this down. This is some good stuff right here. Look at this. Future Shapeshift. So this is like the whole thing. We probably should read the whole thing. This is good. The enforcement action underscores the adverse consequences of the commission's approach to regulation in the crypto space. It also adds ambiguity that hangs over the crypto world. It's entirely unclear how Shapeshift was to discern that the commission would consider crypto assets generally, and then any crypto asset in particular, a security in the form of an investment contract. Even now, 10 years on, it's hardly more discernible, but perhaps the ambiguity is exactly the result the commission wants. Now, the next person who comes up with the idea for building something to help other people buy or sell crypto will think twice. Why spend time and effort creating something only to face the enforcement action 10 years later? The commission's mantra is such situations. Just come in and register. Remember Gary said that, Jeff? Come in and register.
Just come on in. It's simple. It's
Simple.
easy. It's easy. It's so clear. Just come on in. That's it. It's very, very clear.
It's manifesting unsatisfying. One can imagine the dialogue for the scene. Now, this is where it gets good. One can imagine that dialogue. What's it look like? Future Shapeshift FFS. Hello, I'd like to register as a dealer. SEC. Why? Because I think some of the assets that I plan to deal with might be deemed at some point by the SEC to be securities. Which ones? Right? This is good stuff, man. Wait, where did that go, Jeff? Here's the second part of that. Yeah, you know, the FSS. I'm not sure because I can't really understand what criteria you use to decide whether a token offering is a securities transaction. And if it is, whether the token was the subject of an investment contract remains a security in the secondary market transactions. This is the one where they ruled that it was a security in the secondary market. SEC.
Right.
Well, SEC says, well, if you don't know whether you're dealing with insecurities, you can't register. Oh, and by the way, if some of the assets you're dealing in are not securities, you also
You
can't
can't
register. FFS. So can you help us think through which assets are securities? No, said the SEC. We suggest that you read the 2017 Dow report and it will be clear to you. It's clear, Jeff. You can also look at our enforcement actions if you want. The FFS. I read it, and I read about your enforcement actions, but I still have questions. SEC, hire a lawyer. FFS, I did, and the lawyer has more questions. SEC, sorry, we can't help anymore than we already have. We don't give legal advice, right? And the scene.
That's funny. Oh my
This
God,
is
that's so
epic.
true.
This is like monster epic trolling right here of
I guess.
none other than Gary Gensler, the chairman. Jeff, what do you think about this? What do you think about this approach in a dissent?
I love it.
Brilliant.
It's so perfect. You know, I mean, you gotta dig in. You gotta kind of lay it out there, show them how it is. You know, and you read through it. You know, and it's funny as you read through it, and then you're like, oh my God, that's reality. You know, this is exactly what's been happening with Gary Gensler. You know, come on in. All right. Well, we came in. All right. It's easy. You know, it's so clear. We don't think it's so clear. You know, it's definitely murky. It's murky at best. Yeah. You know, so Chip, check this out. I just stumbled on this thing. Do you see this thing? You see how cool
Gorgeous.
this is?
Beautiful.
Look at that name right there.
Lieutenant
Dude,
Colonel
Lieutenant
Alan
Colonel
West,
Alan
my former
West.
representative down here before they redistrict him.
Dude, oh
When
my
you
god, it's
listen,
so
when you're
amazing.
Alan West, you go to Washington, and you're not going to be bought or sold, they find a way to get rid of you, Jeff.
And they did. He had to
What's sad is
they redistricted his district. He tried to run in a different district.
he was my
Man,
rep. I love him.
it was so tough. He was the best.
He's one of my favorite politicians of all time, and really, this is a man that
Man.
with, and not only that, Jeff, but he also whistleblowing what was going on in the some military stuff too. But he's a badass.
Man, he was so amazing. I'll tell you what, talk about supporting freedom and that's everything here, talking about decentralization and crypto and everything going through that and trying to represent freedom. Man, I miss having him around here, back in the heyday. It was so unbelievable. I got to know him, it was really amazing. We did so much to get him elected, and it was man, the fun we used to have. I introduced him at a couple speeches. Man, it was amazing. Really, really cool.
He's in Texas now, right? I think.
I think so. I think he's still in Texas. Yeah. He was running the GOP there, and then I think he was going to run for Senate or governor. Man, I wish man. Guess he's going to be in Boca at FSU, FAU next weekend.
Why don't we go to that, Jeff?
Be very, very cool.
It's 10 minutes from my house. It's perfect.
I'm going to try to find, I have this great picture when Aaron was like this big, and I'm carrying Aaron, and I've got a whole bucket of cars, and I got a picture with Alan West, Aaron, this bucket of cars, and Alan West.
Yeah, he's coming. I'd love to go to that, Jeff. Why don't we go to that? I'll tell him he's the best rep I've ever had.
By far.
I'll tell you who my rep is now.
That's embarrassing. That's embarrassing.
Why. Johnny Crypto put this out, breaking the Gary Gensler and the SEC get a win against the crypto industry as the battle continues. In the decision, Judge Tana Lin ruled that the case fell under the SEC's jurisdiction because the crypto assets at issue were securities, even though they were traded on Coinbase secondary market. She called secondary crypto sales as securities. And the next stop, the U.S. Supreme Court. And Fred Rispoli said, "It's not great that this was an order entered as a default judgment against the defendant that fled the country before the SEC could get him. Judge just copied SEC's motion for an order as there was no opposition, not very strong law, and probably won't even be a reported decision."
So pathetic.
I saw
Gary will take whatever wins he can get.
Look at this. Mark Fagel, former SEC litigator. Oh, I know he's a big music fan too. I like his music posts. Obsessive music fan, retired securities lawyer. He used to work with the SEC. He said, this is weird because Mark doesn't usually agree with a lot of stuff. He's like, agreed, not terribly impactful without opposition briefing. Like there was no opposition.
Nothing.
It's like she just copied and pasted what the SEC, and the SEC's over there beating her chest. Oh, we got a big win, Jeff. We got a big win over there. It's insane, Jeff. They got a big win.
Pathetic.
What is pathetic?
Pathetic.
And then Johnny C said, always nice to hear from someone that actually knows what they're posting.
Right.
That's always like debatable on X, Jeff. When you're over there,
you never know. You never know what you're reading. You never know what people are saying.
You just never know what's going to happen. You never know what you're going to get. It's always going to be something fun and interesting.
And Chip, your X is blowing up on the live right now. Just blowing up.
It is.
You got so many people watching on X because we come through to you guys. We come through X, got some on my X, got some on the OTC X, got some on the Chip X. Then we got on the YouTube. We're on the Rumble. Man, we're kind of streaming all over the place right now. Hey, what happened to the Rumble? I think I lost. Oh, there's the Rumble. I saw that because I was going down into the ads. But man, just crushing it right now on the numbers over there on X. X is by far exceeding what's going on YouTube right now. A lot of great people hanging out over on X. What do you think of that?
I think a lot of it. I'm really happy with the platform. I like. It just seems like I can talk a little bit more free, where I don't have to check myself and kind of like rewrite my post a couple times where it's going to be, well, I don't know. Should I say that? I don't know. Maybe I should say that. Should I say that? Because that's kind of how it's become.
Just do it.
become a little bit, awkward in that
Just post
sense.
it. But you look at the numbers watching right now, I'm pretty happy with that, but we got a big number over here over on X. I'm really happy to see that. Happy to see the X. Nobody on Twitch. Our one listener on Twitch is gone. Not sure why. Brett, our one listener over in Bama, is listening on AM FM, but probably we're tuning in through AM. We don't broadcast on FM. So we're on like 1490 AM over there in Nebraska. Why'd I say Bama? In Nebraska.
Bama?
I don't know. I said Bama. I was thinking Nebraska.
Let's get it
And I
right.
said Bama.
Jeff,
But we're only at AM 1490 over there on the.
This is a video song. This kind of reminds us of 2007 up to 2020. I mean, I love the picture, but it's a funny song. I thought it played. It's an XRP song. It's kind of where we're feeling these days.
Watching on the
CB radio.
radio.
Always bringing the
10-4.
comedy. He's always bringing that comedy. But let's listen to this XRP song. This is a good one. This is probably have seen it before. It's been around, but it's fantastic.
My family thinks less of me.
Oh my God. Yes.
Because I told them to buy XRP.
Oh,
And all my
this
friends quit
music's ridiculous.
texting me. Cause all I talk about's the SEC. When the price rose, it was just like ecstasy. But then it crashed so unexpectedly. Now no one's standing next to me. Cause I'd still tell them to buy XRP. Put all my faith in Brett Garlinghouse. And now I do not have a house. Try figuring the riddles out. Now no one knows what I'm talking about, but I still buy my XRP, yeah. You don't like it, you can suck my D, yeah. Buy my XRP. I guess that's just how it goes. Agendas nobody knows, and it's like the things that happen are a part of a show. You either see it or don't, you either will or you won't. But when the price is really low, I fucking back up the boat, and I'ma buy my XRP, yeah. You don't like it, you can suck my D, yeah. Buy my XRP.
Like how what I like about it is like here, it's like it's crossed out, doesn't have the word there, but he's saying it. So it's like,
Right.
it's like I'm gonna be nice and I'm gonna
do it in writing, but you can say it.
XRP. There you go, right there. Anyway, there you go. What's that all about, Jeff? Oh, there we go. Hang on. Yeah, huh? I was like, what are we looking at? What are we looking at? Still shots of us. What's going on?
Do you take
there?
song requests? No.
Not on this channel, no. But on
Rob
the
is
channel.
tuning in via shortwave.
All right, well that's good. Shortwave
He's
radio
over there on some random island off the Pacific.
CB radio. We got shortwave. This is fantastic.
So we have a link for that video. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you how you're gonna find the link to that video if you're lucky. If you're so inclined, what you can do is jump over to onthechain.io. Not right now because it's not there yet. Or you can go to onthechain.io, scroll all the way to the bottom, put your email address and your name over here, hit that join the OTC family. And what's going to happen is that you're going to be set up so that every time we finish streaming like this and we package it up nicely into this cool little package like here with a little ribbon on it, right? Then you get to click it and you're like, I wonder if you missed the show, you're like, holy cow, I want to listen to it on FM, AM, podcast, actually not FM, AM. If you want to listen to it on the podcast of your choice, you can watch it over here. And then you can go check out some YETIS. You can check out some coffee. And then you go through all the different articles that we talked about or didn't talk about. And if you're lucky, guess what's going to be there? That video, the link to that video is going to be right there on one of these things on the next one. That'll be very cool. After this show, that's where it's going to be. That's where it's going to live. Right over here.
That's where
What
it's
do you think of that,
man.
Chip?
Love it. Yeah, it's great. I mean, we need more people doing that because that way because a lot of times you might want to share that article or something we talked about, like, hey, what was that thing? You can always get it. So it's in your email. We don't share it with anybody. So we post the show, it goes on the web, but also everything goes in the email, so you can click on it and see it.
Vegas, baby, Vegas.
XRP Vegas. Yeah, well, one of the most impressive things about this upcoming conference in Australia is the fact that everybody who put it together, and these conferences take a lot of work, Jeff. You and I both know what it takes to put a conference together. The most amazing part of it is that it was all done by volunteers. It was set up as a Wave of Innovation was set up as a nonprofit in Australia. There's a ton of volunteers involved with it, and they are putting this on just because they wanted to bring this to. But you look at there's Jay from Spend the Bits, is a great Scott Chamberlain from Evernode, Sadat Jadan. She's involved in a bunch of projects as well. Got the Bearable Bull is going to be there with some
Terrible bowl.
what's he say? Average content with this
Average something.
Bearable Bull with white subpar content, whatever he says. Jerome Fowler, it's great stuff. Aaron McDonald, man, it's going to be there. Jeff Moai from Finance is really great. Neil Smith from Ripple is going to be there.
Ripple. Matthew Donovan from Ripple. Man,
these guys are where the action is. Okay, these guys are from Asia and Australia. This is where the action's going on in crypto. It ain't
Josh
happening in the
Kim
US.
from XRP Korea.
Yeah, this is where it's happening, man. And I'm super excited to meet all of these people, man. This is going to be like blockchain backer, man. This is going to be phenomenal. I'm going to be fanboying like crazy. Dirk from Expector, Tori West, who's building on the XRPL. She's doing some fitness apps and stuff. She's also a Australian. I think she's Australian. Maybe she's Kiwi, but I forget. She's also a world Olympic athlete as well. But she's
what is that?
Also,
she a pole vaulter?
Maybe a javelin thrower. I don't know.
Javelin or pole vault?
I don't know what she does, but she's. I was actually on one of the. And then Shen Morikomi. He's a. He runs the project. Yeah, Zerpmon, but turning it into a game, doing some very cool stuff. And look at that, Jeff. We'll be there. Chip and Jeff will be there.
These guys. Who are these guys?
There you go. Right on. It's gonna be phenomenal.
MC
in the event, and then we've got what else we got here? Who else?
Bring a wealth of knowledge, energy, humor, masters of ceremony. We're gonna elevate the conference experience. God, we better be funny. I got no jokes. Just Waza. Have a beer with Just Waza. This everyone can meet up with Just Waza and have a beer. It'll be awesome.
Waz and I were going back and forth today. Real quick.
Rob McDermott, 100% why I decided to attend this innovation event. The intent and commitment of the team that pulled this together. Any proceeds are going to XRPL projects. Love it. That's very cool. And then Charles, incredibly average content. There you go, Chip.
Terrible bull. Incredibly average content.
Rob, my wife will not stop calling you guys Chip and Dip.
Well, as long as I'm not the Dip, that's all right. I'm good. By the way, speaking of Chip.
At the Chip. Vote Deaton.
Yeah, that's.
Vote.
Okay.
Deaton.
So here's so we were going back and forth on this. So this is sometimes what happens when you let's see, let's get this out of here. Let's present, let's go share screen, let's do this, let's that about chicka boom boom, chicka bang bang. There it is. Rose XRP put this up. Sometimes you have to say F the fasting and diets. I just got off a 3-day water cleanse. Side note, if you don't have a burger sauce with your chips, then I don't know what to tell you. And I was like, wait a minute, whoa. Chips? You mean French fries? It's like, you mean French fries? Is that what you're talking about? Chips? They're chips? Well, just was like, trust me, they're chips, and you'll see. I'll educate you in a couple of weeks. Just was is going to educate us. And I'm like, newsflash, we outnumber you. So when it comes to rules, think of us as the authors and you, well, the readers. Okay, so we set the rules, bud. And then he said, oh, you're playing that card, naming a food with another country's name in it? Sounds a little lazy if you ask me. And then I had to give him like the rundown on this, Jeff. I had to look this up because I had no clue. But the American soldiers stationed in Belgium were the first introduced to French fries during the World War I. As the official language of Belgian army was French, soldiers nicknamed the delicious fried potatoes French fries. The name stuck, and decades later, we're still giving credit to the wrong country. I mean, we have Belgian waffles and Belgian fries. It could have been called Belgian fries.
Because it wouldn't have, if they were called Belgian fries, nobody would eat them.
Yeah.
Just it doesn't have that same. A Belgian waffle makes sense. Belgian fry, come on, they're French fries.
Well, that's all the time we have guys with great
and mayo with the fries. Come on now.
Yeah, well, that's how you eat them in Amsterdam. Actually pretty good, but their mayo's really good. Not like our crappy mayo. Their mayo's delicious, and it is pretty good with. They have
That
vending
coffee
machines.
scooper in slow motion on the demo had me spitting out my coffee on the video Saturday morning. That was pretty funny. That was pretty cool.
It's good stuff,
Pretty
man. Well,
nice.
listen, thank you everybody for joining. It was great to see a nice crowd here tonight, guys. As always, Kev and
Great
Simon.
crowd.
What
Are
does
they
it say?
going to
We're
be
gonna be.
there? Are we
Wait,
gonna,
are we going to be there? Kev, well,
are Kev and Simon going to be present at any point during the
I had a
conference? Oh.
unique idea. We said we're dressing up in Yeti costumes. That didn't go over so well. So I don't know.
Oh, we're going to go as Kev and Simon.
Kev and
We're going to
Simon.
send our alter egos.
Send our alter
Jeff and
egos, and then Kev and Simon will dress up in the badass Yetis costumes and parade around and grunt around stage. How great will that be, Jeff?
Kev and Simon will go on stage as the MCs in Yeti costumes. That'll be very funny. They're like, what are you talking about?
Just bop around
Kev
stage,
and Simon.
grunt. I mean, that would be, and then we would like, people would be like in shock and dismay. We'd be like, no, that's the fun portion of this. Okay, we go back and come on as Kev and Simon. That's how it works.
That's how it goes. It's Kev and Simon.
The only thing I'm worried about, Jeff, you and I talk too much. And the MCs are like, here it is, go. And we got to keep the timekeepers too.
Like, is that what MCs are supposed to do? Did anyone tell us that?
They didn't tell us that. I'm just telling you.
I can bring guests. We bring guests on here. We're good at hosting a guest.
Got some good guests coming up, guys. We're working on some guests. We're getting back into the guest arena. And there's one we're lining up that I'm real excited about. Well, I'm always excited about all our guests, but there's a couple coming on, getting ready to come.
Will Schwartz be there? No, I don't think so.
No, they don't want to travel. Everyone's like, hey, Vegas, hey, which is awesome. I'm glad you're going to Vegas, but guys, this is
French Belgian chips, French fried Belgian potatoes.
Yeah.
There you go.
Over my head. That's how that's good too, man. Good night. So she says good night. All smart people, hit that like before you go. Please do that. That's all we have, guys. We are alive.
Holy shit. Like, let's not do that. That's a bad idea.
Okay, Brad, if you say so, we won't do it. Jeff, when are we on? Normally.
What are we on?
We're on the show.
Hit that subscribe and bell notifier. We've got a lot of people here. If you're already on X, you can follow whomever you're tuning into over on the X. Crushing it over there right now. That's really good to see. If you're over on Rumble, or if you want to go over to Rumble and you want to follow us on Rumble, go ahead and follow us on Rumble. It's very cool on Rumble. It's a good group of people on Rumble. We need more followers over on Rumble. We need to keep building that up over there. Just realized I just let that sit. People are like, why does that keep going? We don't have one of these for X or for Rumble, but we have the one right here for YouTube in different formats. So hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the bell notifier, and then you know what happens after that. That would be very helpful. And then we got this right there. Boom. Follow us over there on Twitter or on X. It's no longer Twitter. It's now X. It doesn't even have a bird. This is old school. We're going old school right now, but it's on _ chain @ the chain. And there you go. That's what you got.
What's that? Simon and Kev signing out. By the way, I spelled your name as Kev because I hit the wrong key today. I was communicating with the folks over there putting the convention, the XRP Gold Coast. So that's all we have, guys. We'll see you guys on the next one. Be back here on Saturday morning. Be good.
Thank you. And good night.
Good night. Absolutely. See you guys on the next one. Chip and Jeff out.
Are you down with OTC? Please like, subscribe, and click the bell to be notified when the next video drops.